Paris has transformed into a high-tech surveillance hub for the 2024 Olympics, with powerful AI algorithms now monitoring thousands of CCTV cameras to detect potential threats. What are some of the concerns surrounding the use of AI technology at the Paris Olympics? Hackers bypassed Google's email verification to create illegitimate workspace accounts and access third-party services. What additional measures can organizations implement to safeguard against similar authentication weaknesses in the future? There's been a newly discovered malicious Python package called lr-utils-lib, and it's specifically targeting macOS users to steal Google Cloud credentials. How can developers identify and avoid downloading these malicious packages from the Python package index? In WhatsApp for Windows, there is a glaring vulnerability allowing the execution of Python and PHP scripts without warning. Yet Meta remains reluctant to address the security issue. What types of attacks and exploits does this vulnerability open end users up to? You're listening to the Daily Decrypt. As the Olympics began in Paris over the weekend, we've seen one of the largest CCTV security systems in history, with literally too many cameras for humans to watch. So instead of humans, we have computers watching you using face recognition software through the power of artificial intelligence or machine learning. So here's how it works. Algorithms scan real-time footage from 46 metro stations for suspicious activities like crowd surges, abandoned objects, or even someone falling. If the AI notices one of these potential threats, it will alert a human operator who will make the final call. And this isn't just about keeping the Olympics safe. It's sort of a glimpse into a future where AI polices our cities. Proponents claim it's a privacy-friendly alternative to facial recognition, saying it only analyzes shapes, not faces or license plates. Interesting. But critics argue it still intrudes on personal freedom and could persist long after the Olympic Games. So if you are in Paris, or really any city hosting a major event, you can expect tighter security measures and less privacy from now on. This tech is likely to become the new norm, which just raises questions about how far are we willing to go for safety. This is a pretty controversial topic that has good and bad arguments on both sides of it. So if you have some thoughts, please weigh in the comments on Spotify or YouTube or Instagram. Cybercriminals have found a way around Google's email verification process. They created a special request to bypass the email verification step for Google Workspace accounts. This would let them impersonate domain holders and sign into third-party services using the Sign In with Google button, also known as single sign-on, which you may have noticed pops up all over the place in order to create new accounts or log into your existing accounts for many, many third-party services. So if attackers were able to gain access to logging in with that button, they can log into a lot of stuff. So here's the more technical breakdown. Attackers used one email to sign in and a different one to verify the token. They could access services like Dropbox by impersonating legitimate domain holders. And according to researchers at Krebs on Security, this affected a few thousand accounts. If you use Sign In with Google to sign into your third-party accounts, those third-party applications could be at risk. Luckily, Google fixed this within 72 hours and also added some extra security, but it's important to know the possibilities and to stay vigilant. If this does apply to you, which it likely does, go into your Google and see what third-party applications you've given Google access to. And while you're at it, do some sanitization there. Like maybe it was a one-off account you gave access to 6 years ago that no longer exists. Just go ahead and delete the access for that account. If it comes up again, you can give it access again. But this is a really good personal security measure to do every few months. While you're in there as well, take the opportunity to update some security settings, like enabling multi-factor authentication for logins that you don't have a cookie save for, and maybe change your password while you're at it. Have a password manager generate it and then store it in that password manager. And the best piece of advice I can give you is to just continue to stay up to date on cybersecurity news to see when this type of thing happens and how you're affected. And one great way to do that is to sign up for our newsletter at news.thedailydecrypt.com. You'll get the links to the actual credible sources referenced in each episode every morning directly to your inbox. It won't overwhelm you like other newsletters. It's just quick blurbs on just the articles covered in this episode. It seems like once a week we find out about another malicious Python package that has made it into the Python package index and has been downloaded by tons of developers. So this type of attack is not going anywhere, unfortunately. But today we're here to tell you about a new Python package named lr-utils-lib that targets macOS systems to steal Google Cloud credentials. First, the package checks if you're on a macOS system. Then it compares your system's UUID against a list of 64 specific hashes. If you're on that list, it goes after two files, application default credentials.json and credentials.db in your Google Cloud config directory. So if you're a developer and you accidentally download this package, your Google Cloud credentials could be compromised, leading to unauthorized access to your cloud resources. And for larger enterprises, a developer's compromised credentials could lead to a broader security breach, impacting your entire infrastructure. And this type of attack is exactly how most major breaches begin. Credentials for one person with privileged access get compromised somehow. Maybe they were grabbed using an info stealer, something like this, a malicious Python package was able to grab them, or maybe they were phished or social engineered in some way. Yet what's interesting is most corporations spend a lot of time and dedicate a lot of resources to securing their endpoints and their other security softwares, hardwares, or devices where the attacker will be noticed and could have the most impact. But 75 to 85% of all attacks begin at the human level, and we barely dedicate any resources to securing humans. You might get one full-time employee in charge of managing human risk, if you're lucky. Yet there's probably 5 to 10 at least dedicated to securing softwares and hardware. So I just wanted to pose that as a prompt to discuss with your leadership, to discuss with your security team, and to just think about the impact it would have to maybe double the resources on securing and preventing human risk. And finally, we're still talking about Python, we're still talking about Windows, but this time it's WhatsApp for Windows has a critical flaw that lets Python and PHP scripts execute without any warning. So a security researcher discovered that WhatsApp doesn't block Python such as .pyz or .pyzw and PHP files from executing. So if these files are sent to you and you open them, they actually execute immediately. If you have Python installed on your Windows machine, this could impact you. This issue mainly targets developers, researchers, and power users, but let's be real, anybody could fall victim to this if hackers get creative, which they do. So essentially how this works is when you receive these scripts through WhatsApp, WhatsApp doesn't show any warning. You click open out of curiosity. We honestly kind of assume there will be a warning if we're clicking anything malicious at this point, but no, not the case in WhatsApp. The script will immediately run. This is a similar issue to the one Telegram faced earlier this year, which they later fixed, that I believe we reported on only a couple weeks ago, with videos that if you click the video, it can download and run malicious scripts without any warning. So Telegram did a great job by fixing this, but unfortunately WhatsApp, who's owned by Meta or Facebook, has no interest in fixing this vulnerability, which is absolutely insane. Python scripts, PHP scripts have a lot of potential to do a lot of damage, and WhatsApp is supposed to be a secure communication platform. So what can you do as a WhatsApp user? You should always be cautious about opening files, especially from unknown sources. I'm going to go ahead and say don't open any files, don't click any links or attachments from anyone you don't know. But you can also consider disabling auto open settings for attachments within the WhatsApp settings. And if you're feeling very ambitious, go send an email to Meta, call them up, and bug them a little bit to get this fixed. Your voice has a lot of power, especially in Facebook Meta's ear, because you are their primary consumer and product, honestly. If they start losing people, they lose a lot of money. So just bug them a little bit. And before I roll the soothing sounds of the AI outro, I just wanted to let you know that my very cute cat made an appearance. Her name is Cataly Pertman, and she's currently sitting here in my arms, and you can check that out on our video episodes that post daily on YouTube.
This has been the Daily Decrypt. If you found your key to unlocking the digital domain, show your support with a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It truly helps us stand at the frontier of cyber news. Don't forget to connect on Instagram or catch our episodes on YouTube. Until next time, keep your data safe and your curiosity alive.